I'm blessed to have a top podcast in the world. When I say that, man, don't look at your life, be like, oh, I don't have a top podcast. Like, I'm going to tell you this, all that numbers and crap, like, I don't care about that, bro. At the end of the day, we all going to die at some point. And none of that's going to matter. All these accolades we living for and all these people's approval and praises with people that don't really care about you. And I texted the other day and I put in my podcast, y'all got to realize, man, 98% of this world don't give a damn about you. I've been at my rock bottom before, and it was about 2% of people in my life that actually cared. The world kept going on. And so many of us, we live our whole entire life trying to please the world. And I'm going in tonight, so hopefully I'll get to questions. We live our whole entire life, like trying to be liked by other people. We don't even love ourselves. Like, think about it. Like, we've all been guilty of it. We've all been controlled. And some of us, we're being controlled. We don't even know we're being controlled. And I'm not saying social media and technology is a bad thing because it's changed my life. But if you see me being inconsistent on social media, like Instagram, it's purposefully. Like, I'm doing it on purpose. Like, I don't want anything to control me. I don't care about engagement. I don't care about the algorithm. I don't care about anything. I want to do what's pure to my heart. I want to listen to my soul because I refuse to lose myself to please a world that can care less about you. So when you realize that, like, when you die, it's going to be people that think about it. Like, who's talking about name a person anymore? No, you probably get a week, 2 weeks if you're popular. And that's it. Outside of the people who truly love you, the world is going to move on and even their lives are going to move on. And so it just amazes me how we live our whole entire life, like trying to please, like, just the world, like, especially a world full of strangers. And I'm not telling you not to go hard, but I'm telling you, don't lose yourself for this because half of this stuff is fluff. Like, even in the space that I'm in, like, I know what's a real relationship. Half of these people are your associates. They ain't going to be there when it gets tough. They say they care about you because they want something from you. And as soon as you stop giving them what they want, that's when they stop caring about you. Just straight facts. And so y'all got to realize that, man. Like, don't chase what doesn't matter, right? This make-believe world that doesn't matter, and you lose sight of what truly matters. My most happiest times is when I'm not on here. Facts. Like, I love being live right now because I love to give, but we get into a place of consuming. We don't even create no more. How many of us wake up and we just consume? You've consumed so much from the outside world that you ignored the creativity that's inside of your heart. And that's the problem. And then we try to create this thing creeps in our head that, oh, it's not popular enough. It's not good enough. It's not like such and such. It's not like that person. It's not like that influencer. Like, it's whack. And I want to just preach that message to y'all. Like, this stuff does not matter. It only matters if you're helping other people. But at the end of the day, this is like a make-believe world. And it's coming from somebody that's not bitter. I have 12 million people on Facebook that follow me. I have 2 million on here. And a lot of people in my position would tell you this because they want to sell y'all dreams all the time. I don't want to sell you a dream. I want you to connect with your soul, and I want you to have good mental health, and I want you to have freaking fulfillment, man. So many of us were not fulfilled because we are spending more time on the thing that isn't our top priority. I was at a meeting. I was speaking to a mastermind the other week, and make a long story short, this guy was like, I'm not happy. I'm not consistent in certain areas in my life. That's what he said. I said, okay, what do you want to be more consistent? He said, I want to be more consistent with spending time with my daughter. I said, okay. I said, what does your daughter mean to you? He said, everything. I said, okay, how much time do you spend with her? And he was like, minimal time, pretty much. So I said, your daughter means everything to you, but you spend probably less time, out of all the things that you do with her. It doesn't make sense. So of course you're not fulfilled. Because you'll never be fulfilled when you spend more time on the things that are lesser priorities in your life. But you spend, time as if those are your top priorities in your life. So I told him, I was like, bro, I get it. Sometimes you got to go through seasons where you work harder, you focus on those lower priorities. Like for me, speaking, all that stuff, so I can make more freedom for my top priorities, like spending time with my family. But that's a season. But so many of us, we literally are spending times on so much time, the majority of our time on things that aren't priorities in our life. Like we're working a job that we hate, right? And we're ignoring what fulfills us. We're ignoring what makes us happy. We're ignoring the things that we want to do. And we wonder why we're unhappy. It's called a disconnect. You are disconnected from your fulfillment because you are doing things that you don't want to do, right? You're spending time on things. And I get it. Sometimes you have to, so I'm not ignoring the fact of that, but you're spending so much time on other things that you say that don't really mean that much to you. It's like a lower tier priority. So I always say, order your priorities and put your priorities in order and then distribute your time based upon that. So I'm going to be fulfilled when I'm around my family because that's a top priority in my life. I'm going to be fulfilled when I'm creating because that's a top priority in my life. Some of us, we're doing the direct opposite of that, and we're wondering why we're not fulfilled. We wonder why we're not fulfilled. So I wanted to share that with y'all. And I think I was going onto my podcast, right? Like straight up is number 2 in the world in education, right? I think it was number 1 at some point today. And I was like, cool. That was my reaction. Like, all right, cool. And I sat there and thought about it. Like, what's crazy is that they let a real one in. And I'm not saying other people ain't real and stuff like that, but I'm talking about my message. Like, listen to my podcast is this. It ain't me interviewing people. That's very rare that I do. I could probably count on one hand how many I did this whole year. It's me speaking really straight up from the heart. And more importantly, it's me being me, sharing my ups and downs, me being a real model. As Pac said, I ain't trying to be a role model. I'm trying to be a real model. Role models play a role. I don't want to be a role model. I want to be a real model that show you the ups and downs, that show you the struggle, that show you the grind, that has conversations with you like this, that's telling you the other side of things. And, you know, so many of us, we're running after something that once we catch it, we're going to realize it's something that we never needed in our life. I'm telling you, the thing that you think is missing, once you go seek and get that thing, you're still going to be unfulfilled. And so I want you guys to know, man, like just focus on what matters. Please, like if you take anything from this message tonight, get very clarity on what matters most in your life. Like get very clear on that and live the rest of your life accordingly. Like prioritize your time because what you spend your time on is what's going to bring you, it is going to control your emotions the most. It's just facts. So if you say, you know, I'm an artist and that fulfills me, but you spending 10% of your time on that, no wonder why you're not fulfilled. And yeah, you got to sacrifice other things. I sacrifice engagement. I don't post 24/7, 365. It might be times where I do, but I don't care. I don't care about none of that because that's a Hollywood make-believe world. I don't care. I focus on what's true and what's real. I know certain people are around me and come to me because I'm the black guy in the personal development space. You know, I got a good podcast or my videos are viral. Would you mess with me if I didn't have all of that? If my answer is no, I'm going to place you accordingly in my life. I'm going to tell you a problem that a lot of you have. This is just a side note. You giving people titles in your life that they don't deserve. Just because they say they care about you, don't mean they care about you. When it gets real, you're going to see who's real for you. Facts. Who's down for you. When you stop giving your loyalty, when you stop giving that person benefits, I promise you 90% of people, that's where their loyalty ends. You're going to see what's real when it gets real. But a lot of us, what we do is we give people positions in our life that we don't deserve, especially on social media. With these fake friendships and all of that stuff, man. That stuff is fluffy. And it's nothing wrong with it if it's a business thing. But stop thinking people are really for you, man. Because I'm telling you, you probably overlooking the people that are really for you because you chasing something that you think a person has for you that can really help your life. And you focused on that, but you're ignoring the people that are really for you. It's only lonely at the top when you abandon the people that's really down for you. Straight up. Straight up. And a lot of people wouldn't tell you this, but I will because I know the experience. You know, like I go through it. I've been through it my whole life. I've been a professional athlete. I've been through it. I know it. I've been through it. Blessed to be able to see it my whole entire life. So now I'm in a position where I know why people come to me. Like I told the dude the other day, I'm not speaking at your event. If I'm the only black guy on your roster, I'm not speaking there, bro. Because I know what you're doing. You're checking off the box. Let me get a black guy there. Okay, we got one. We got a minority. Let me get a woman there. All right. Not me, but you know, they a lot of these people, they want to check the minority box. Nah, bring me in because I'm legendary. Straight up. Bring me in because, all right, T-Shell coming out right now. Bring me in because I know what I can do when it comes to touching people's hearts, probably better than most people in this world can do. Because I understand this is God's gift to me. Period. Just like you got a gift. But I told the dude the other day, and you ain't gonna undervalue me. Straight up. So get your worth, know your worth, demand your worth. Don't let people undervalue you just because they telling you, oh, you deserve this. And nah, you deserve what you deserve. Don't let anybody put a price tag on you. Anybody. Because they don't know what you've been through. They don't know what you go through. They don't know what you overcame. So I told the dude, nope, I ain't speaking. Nope, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not being your checkbox. Not doing it. And he didn't like it, but I don't care. I'm not going to fake relationships. I've never been good at it. I'm not going to fake connections. I'm not going to do any of that. It just, to me, it's pointless. Just to get what? Some notoriety? You know, like, man, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all got to see what's real and open your eyes, man. and get a tight circle, a tight team, get people who really want to ride for you, who really want to help you, and just go build and just go crush the world with that. Just go crush the world with that. But I'm telling you, man, one of the best ways, and I don't want to like scare everybody in here, but one of the best ways that you can see if something's real is just ask yourself, if all I had to offer was friendship, would this person still be in my life? Or if I didn't have this thing that's attractive, would this person still want to work with me or be with me? And I get it. Sometimes, right, it's a business thing. Understood. But we be thinking people are really for us when they ain't. They for themselves. Some people just want to help you so they can help themselves. 99% of the world is selfish. That's why I don't never build something with somebody that ain't real. You know, like the connection ain't real, because I don't ever want you to think that I'm more in your life than what I currently am. That's just facts. You know, and I'll tell people like, it is what it is. The people that I know ride for them, I ride hard. Anyways, man, let's bring somebody on here. Let's talk about this. Yeah. It's just facts, man. Like you look around the social media world and it is toxic. Social media is ruining your life. Do you hear me? It is. And I know some of us like, no, I got it under control, blah, blah, blah. Social media is ruining your life. It's ruining everybody's life. It's ruining our perception, our perspective. It's changing what we think success is. It's changing what we think creativity is. We're being so influenced on a mass level that it's dangerous. Like, I want to be clear about that. Like, you're being so influenced. What I mean by that is that you're looking outside, you're consuming so much content that some of us has gotten to a point we don't even think for ourselves. Like, we've really changed our mindset. And listen, there's times where it's great, you know, following good people and helping you out, rehab time and myself. But at the same time, man, like, social media is ruining your life. I've seen it ruin people's relationships because they think their relationship ain't good, but because they comparing it to somebody that photoshopped their picture and took the picture 80 times and they look happy and photoshopped the smiles. And what I mean by that is that behind the scenes they suffering, but they hitting this. I've seen people with success, right? They feel like they're not successful because they're looking on social media and the person is selling you dreams. They know how to market themselves really well and make you think there's something when they're not. And you feel like, dang, I don't have that type of money. I don't have that type of revenue. You don't even know. They probably struggling worse than you. Social media is ruining, ideas and creativity. You think, oh, if I'm not doing what they doing because they're getting a lot of views, or even the self-respect for ourselves. Oh, I got to show this. I got to act like this to be able to get this. And so many of us, we're trading our identity for popularity. Like, forget that. Forget it. I can lose all my followers. I wouldn't give a damn. Straight up. I wouldn't, because at the end of the day, I don't live for this. I don't live for a blue check. I don't live by, if y'all know me, I say more followers, more problems, more money, more problems. I live to do my duty on this earth and what I was called to do. And what I'm called to do is to impact lives, period. That's what I'm called to do. Where I do that great or I do that terribly in your eyes. That's what I'm called to do. And that's why I use this platform. That's why you see me super consistent with that. And of course, I want to show beautiful things in my life at times because I'm proud and all that stuff. But like, don't lose your sense of reality chasing this fantasy, man. Chasing this fantasy. No matter how big your house get, depression gonna still be in you if you don't deal with it. Trust me. No matter how nice your car is, depression gonna still be in you if you don't deal with it. No matter how many followers you don't have online, if you can't look in the mirror and love yourself, it don't matter how many likes you get. It's just facts. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you create that the world loves if you're ignoring what you truly want to create. You're always going to be unfulfilled. And so that's the message that I want to give y'all. I'm not telling you to delete your account, because I'm not. I'm not telling you to do any of that. But I'm just telling you to be more self-aware. Like, be more self-aware of your emotions and how you're being controlled. Like, the first thing you do is pick up your phone and want to scroll, you're controlled, bro. You're controlled. And that's why when I do that, I'm like, okay, I need to reset. And so I'm just in a mode now where, you know, I'm just doing what I want to do. I'm doing what makes me happy, what makes me fulfilled. I might retire. I might delete my pages. Who knows at one point? I don't care, because I'm going to do what makes me fulfilled, because I know that's the highest level of life is fulfillment. And so whatever brings you that, and it could be what you're doing here. I'm not saying it's not, but whatever brings you that, focus on that, because that's what matters truly in life. I promise you, being a millionaire, being a thousandaire, being whatever type of heir, right? I promise you, it might make some things easier, but your life is still going to be hard if you keep running from your reality. I promise you, having millions of followers, being on TV and having all these people say you helped them, I promise you that will never be enough if you never believe you're enough inside. It will never be enough. Because you can fool the world, but you can't fool yourself. And I was sitting with my mom the other day as I get emotional, like sitting with my mom and like we're talking. Well, I'm talking to her pretty much. She probably hear about this because I know somebody gonna send it to her. But it's like, man, life changes like that. Life changes like that. Without getting too personal in my personal business, well, forget it. I'm transparency Trent. My mom's battling. You guys know that. A lot of you know. A lot of you been following the journey. A lot of you read my book where she got healed and she's back at it. But I'm gonna just give you a brief synopsis. Like, she's not the same. Whether that's good or bad. And I've been telling her, like, she wants to go back to how she used to be, and I get it. I don't understand her journey, her battle. Like, I'm not a part of it. Like, but I tell her all the time, maybe that's not what you're supposed to be. Maybe you're supposed to become better in this moment. But I say that because it went from, my mom blowing my phone up every single day to now my mom not calling me at all because she's sick. And it's crazy. Like, the same things you used to hate will be the same things that you miss. That's a message in itself. Like, that person might be getting on your nerves now, but when that's gone, you're going to miss it. Like, my mom hasn't even stepped foot in my new house ever because she's so sick, right? Little things like that. Like, that's the stuff that truly matters, bro. Like, don't allow these people, I'm just going to say that, to twist your reality and make you forget what truly matters. And I say this with tears in my eyes. Obviously I'm sad with my mother, but I'm sad for this world, that we're so focused on the stuff that don't matter. It doesn't. When we die, we're taking none of this stuff with us. You're not taking your cell phone with you when you die unless you want to be buried with it. But it's just real. Like, we live a life, and I just hate this influencer space. Like, people influencing you to disconnect from the things that truly matter. And I know they're not doing it on purpose. At least some of them are not. But it's like when I sit down with my mother and I realize, like, dang, like, this is life. Like, life changed like that. Life changed like that. I'm with my daughter outside riding her unicorn, and she's riding her unicorn. And I'm just like, this is what life is about. Like, I'm not going to get this moment with her back. Like, she's going to be grown in a few years. Tristan is 12 years old. It seemed like yesterday he was 3. And we go through life so focused on all of these things, our job, or with all these things, that we literally become oblivious to the things that truly matter at the end of our life. At the end of our life. And this is a person talking to you that's experienced the American dream. That's experienced it. I've been in the NFL. I experienced it. I'm whatever you want to call me now. I've experienced it. Successful, as the world calls it. I've experienced it. All of these things. And it's like, damn, every time I got something and I thought that it would be like, oh, I'm going to feel great. It's a high. It's there for the moment, then it goes away. And you start to really think about, like, what truly matters. Like Chappelle, why did Chappelle walk away from 51 million or whatever it was? There's a reason. And I'm not telling you to make all the money in the world. Like, I'm never going to tell you that. Go be as much as successful as you want to be. But don't think that those are the things that's really going to fulfill your life, because it's not. It's not. And I get emotional about that because, it's something that I fight for. I fight for in my own household. I fight for in my own life. And I fight for it with y'all. Just start thinking a little bit deeper if you can, and more emotionally aware. So who wants to come on here live? I just want to have this moment with y'all, all 2,000 of you, seeing me get emotional. But this is me oftentimes, man. This is me when I'm recording my podcast. Y'all just can't see me. But we need to satisfy our souls. We need to satisfy our souls. We need to disarm the myth of, and listen, guys, I'm okay, by the way. Like, I know people gonna hit me like, Trent, are you okay? I'm fine. Like, that's a whole other conversation. I'm totally fine, guys. Like, this is me. Like, that's why you get what the world gets. Like, I care so much. I care so much. Sometimes I just want to step away because I see how things are going in certain areas. I'm just like, it just disgusts me. It's like, I want to step away from the game. But I want to talk about 3 quick things real quick. And I promise you I'll bring people on. I think it's very important to disarm a few things, to disarm 3 myths. Um, the first myth, I talk about this on my podcast, is disarm the myth of perfection. Some people might disagree with me, but I don't believe perfection exists. I believe perfection is sold to us so we can always feel like we need something to perfect our lives, right? And no matter how much you get, your life will never be perfect. There are certain things that we learn how to do very well and efficiently that we become great at it and become perfect at it. But I think as a soul, the more you're on the search for perfection in this world, the more you'll lose appreciation for who you truly are. Because you're literally telling yourself that something is missing all the time, right? If you're looking to be perfect, you're literally telling yourself something is missing. I'm missing something in my life. And we have lived a whole entire life of that. That's why we're always seeking things, right? Whether it be material things or whether it be, significant things, how we talk about ourselves. We're always trying to validate ourselves because we think that we're missing something because of this journey of what's being sold to us with perfection. I hope I'm not losing anybody right now. But even that road of perfection is made up of imperfection. Like, I became great at what I do, not because I was born with it, it's because I failed so many times. And I realized that imperfection is a good thing. I want to be imperfect, and not on purpose, but I want to try different things. I want to push the limits. I want to push the boundaries in my craft and who I am and the truth that I speak, because I really want to create change. And change isn't usually created by doing something perfect. So think about that. The second thing I want you to disarm is the myth of failure. Like, so many of us, we think that we failed in life because something didn't go right. Sometimes that's the greatest success. Some things have to go wrong so the right things in your life can go right. You heard me say that a million times. And so when we change our view of failure, we start to realize that failure is actually feedback. Failure is actually something that's a part of the journey. Failure is beautiful. Progression is just failure that didn't quit. That's all. I'm just a person that didn't quit. Made a lot of mistakes in my life. I'm a person that didn't allow the self-guilt and the shame and the pity and the opinions of others to keep me in the same place. Progression is just failure that didn't quit. And last but not least, disarm the myth of success. Like, we got to disarm this myth that I have to be famous or I have to have a lot of followers online to become successful, or I have to have this amount of money in my bank account to become successful. Success isn't a status in society. Success is a place in your heart. Success is not a destination. Success is a decision. You're successful because of who you are. You're successful because you didn't give up. You're successful because you lost everything and you're still going for it. You're successful because you overcame that sickness. You're successful because you're going through that sickness and you're still fighting it. That's what success is, man. Success is not a status. Like, it's not a place in this world. It's not a position in the world. It's not. It's not a position in society. It's a place in your heart. You decide that, not somebody's view of what success is. Or if you have this amount of money, you're successful. Or if you have a CEO, you're successful. I know a lot of freaking successful failures that freaking suck holistically in their life. Holistically. Like, we got a lot of one-dimensional heroes. Like, people who are heroes in things that's easy to be heroes in. But you look at their whole entire life, they're not a real model, right? Their whole entire life, and I'm not saying perfect because I don't believe in perfection, but they're not a real model. I would happily open my life and be proud of every area of my life. As a father, as a husband, as a creator, as a philanthropist, as a servant, every area, as a brother, as a friend, every area. Does that mean that I can't improve in those areas? Yes, I can improve in those areas. But I'm not a one-dimensional hero. I'm not a person that's just online. Hey, guys, 3 tips to be successful. Here you go. Sign up for this. I'm not that guy. I want you to look at my whole life. And if you see chinks in my armor, in my whole life, you see things where, that I am literally, doing the direct opposite of whatever it may be, then don't follow me. Don't. Because I don't want to be a one-dimensional hero. I want to be a holistic hero. I do. So, enough about me, man. Let me bring y'all along, because I said I was going to bring y'all along. What's up? How to live without regrets? The only reason you have regrets because you haven't learned from them. Somebody told me that. I don't know who I heard that from, but I was like, yep. Dang, I feel like it was an interview I was watching. The only reason you got regrets because you haven't learned from them. All right, let me see. Let me see who's on here. Oh, I know I'm going to bring on. Yeah, man. So who want to come on here? But yeah, I just want to say that, man. I don't know, man. And I could be totally wrong about everything, by the way. It's just my experience of life and what I've seen. And, you know, I just want to build real things with real people. Like, I'm just not good at faking connections. I'm just not. I wish I was. Maybe I could be a lot more successful than what I am or a lot more popular, right, than what I am, which would be crazy. I wouldn't even want that. But I'm just not good at that. Like, if I don't feel something real from you, I'm not going to do us both a disservice and act like I care about you when I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, act like I really got your back when I really don't. I'm not going to do that. It's not right. Because I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. And you don't have to be everything to everybody, by the way. Like, that's what I'm trying to make you aware of. Like, some of us, we're trying to be everything to everybody, and we end up being nothing to anybody. You know, we have no loyalty to anybody. And so I know my priorities. I know what I'm going to give my everything and who I will give my everything to. And everybody else, you know, it is what it is. I got family, I got friends, I got associates, and I act accordingly. But what often happens is we put our acquaintances, our associates in the family category, and you give them to somebody a title that they can't live up to, that you shouldn't have gave them. And that's what usually happens. That's when we get disappointed in life. And this person wasn't here for me. They wasn't never there for you. They was there for what they could get from you. They was there for what surrounded your life. So for me, if you don't like Trent as the person, and only thing you are is attracted to Trent as the personality, then I don't want you in my life. I don't. Because I've been there before. Like I said, I've experienced this my whole life. I've been a star athlete my whole life. So I've experienced this my whole life. So I've been there and I've seen it over and over and over. And that's why y'all get so much content about know your circle, right? About your friends, about people around you, because like that's my space. And a lot of people don't like me talking about it because it pulls the curtains back, right? And it shows who Oz is. It pulls the curtains back. But I talk about it so much because if you look at a lot of people's depression, a lot of root issues happens because of a relationship. Probably 95% of people, it's usually something happened that led them to, like they kept somebody in their life that they longer than they should have. They had a business relationship with somebody that they shouldn't have been in business with. Like a lot of things start with that. And so I'm the person, I'm the voice, no matter who likes it or not, that's going to talk about those things, because I want to see more pure, honest relationships in this world. That doesn't mean perfect, but I want to see more pure and honest, like pure heart to heart intentions. All right. You know? So yeah, y'all didn't ask for all that, but I just wanted to give it because it's something that I see in this space, and it happens. Like social media to me is like the new Hollywood, right? It's like, oh, okay, let me connect with that person. Like, I'll tell y'all right now, if you hit me up, to everybody on here, if you hit me up and like, it's just on some like, hey, I want to do this, and it's on like, I'm like Kanye, man, on this part, like with friends. I talked about this last time. Like, if you need something from me, just ask. Like, don't hit me with how are you doing? I really care about you. And you know good and well you just want to ask me for something. Just ask me for it. Like I would respect that more than the whole butter you up, and then really say what they want. Like I'll just be waiting with people. Like I just be like, okay, I ain't heard from this person. How long? Okay, cool. They've been thinking about me. Okay, cool. Maybe they have, but I'm just waiting on the request. And sure enough, the request comes. Well, I just wanted to see if, it was like nobody's gonna hit me up no more, right? Like I know it's real, man, and I'm not telling you guys to overlook that. Like I'm really joking, but I'm serious at the same time. It's like you put LOL after something like you really mean, just so like the punch doesn't hurt as hard. You put LOL. Yeah, I'm just putting LOL. Just so might be people on here that's like, oh, that's why Trent don't respond to me. It's like people on the podcast. Like people ask me to be on their podcast. I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, why do you really want to be on your, do you really care about my message? Or do you want me to be on your podcast so you think I'm going to promote your podcast to bring more people to your podcast? I hate that. That's why I don't do a lot of them. Like, bring me on because you think I'm dope. You know, any person I ever bring on straight up is going to be because I think they're dope. I don't care if they're promoted or not. You don't have to, because I'm not bringing you on here to promote it. I'm bringing you on here because I think you're dope. And I want to show you with my audience. You want to promote it? Cool. But I had somebody get mad at me because I didn't promote their stuff. I'm like, you interview me. That's your job. You know, people be like, shoot, you should share it. Like, I will share things that I believe in. Facts. And I do a lot of that because I care about people. But I just can't stand the whole, like, set you up. Like, I don't know, man. Let me get off of that because I'm going to say something I probably shouldn't say. But you know what I'm saying? Like, people be like, Trent, I want you on my podcast. I'm like, cool, dope. Get on their podcast. We do it. They asking questions that somebody asked me a million times. And I'm like, you probably didn't do your research. But anyways, they asking questions. And then after, they're like, oh, you need to share my podcast. I don't need to do nothing. You know, it's like, you brought me on here. Like, it's not my job to do that. I will share it because maybe I like it or I think it's dope. But the whole marketing strategy, man, it's too many marketers out there that market stuff too much. Here I go. I'm just being honest. This is just me speaking facts. And I can say this because at the end of the day, then nobody built me except my community and God. I didn't have no handouts from people, anything like that. So facts. When nobody holding the phone for me recording videos when I started and even growing this thing, people started helping me once I got to like 8 million people on Facebook, right? So I can say these things confidently because nobody really helped me except God and you guys in my community. That's why I care about y'all. I care about you guys because you guys make it happen. But there are a lot of good like marketers in the world. And what I mean by that, it's a lot of good people who look the part, you know, who understand the whole perfection thing, right? Understand that most people are yearning for perfection. So how can I sell somebody something to hopefully make them feel like they're missing something, right? For me, there's things that I push because there's things that I truly care about. So if I ever, you know, say, hey, here's a course, because I truly believe in it. If I ever say, hey, here's a podcast, I truly believe in it. If I ever say, here's this, I truly believe in it. And that's just my advice. Everybody don't like that though. I know the business people are going to be like, gosh, I hate Trent. But I just think when your heart is right, God takes care of everything else, man. And so I got programs coming, by the way. And it's because Rare Breed Academy is coming because I believe in it wholeheartedly. But, you know, I might push something once every blue moon to the world because I really got to believe in it. And this is something I really believe in. My books, I really believe in them. You know, all of that. So it is what it is, man. I just think I took a different way to what people call success than most people. I really put in that work out the mud and really built it brick by brick. And I think that's why you can see it that, you know, 11,000 people on Facebook at once was on live, 2,000 on here. And whether it was 2 or 11 people, I would still go hard. The same passion, the same energy, because that's what I care about. But yeah, anyways, let me bring somebody on. What's up? Who wants to come on? For real. I'm through talking. Who gonna get that $500 though? I'm not gonna get no podcast requests now. People gonna be like, guys, I don't mind being on people's podcasts, okay? But just don't expect me to do anything outside of being interviewed, right? I'll do all the podcasts in the world. Let's see. Carrie. All right, Carrie, I'm gonna bring you on. Okay, a few people. Okay, I got a few people. Y'all, hey, you're never through talking. You ain't through talking either. You talk a lot. Text to win $5. Yeah, so one last thing for real before I bring people on. I got to say this. Like, I think I said it on Facebook. I don't know if I said it here when I first got on. Like, I just want to be transparent. And I might do something. I've been asking a lot of you, so a lot of you know, because I'm asking y'all like, hey, would y'all like something deeper on the text community? I'm never going to stop texting for free. You guys are always going to get that every single day. But I'm thinking about doing something a little bit deeper, right? Than that and making it super affordable. I'm talking about like dollars, right? That's a whole nother story. But I say that to say, like, if you're a part of my text community, just know that I'm spending $3,000 out of my pocket to text y'all. Okay. So like participate. You know, if you don't want to be a part of my text community, like say stop. Okay, because I don't want to be texting you. You don't want to be a part of it. Like I had somebody the other day was like, I just happened to see it, responded. She's like, I don't want to be a part of this. Why are you texting me? I was like, you signed up? What you mean? I didn't sign up. You signed up. It's like, well, you just hacked my phone. I was like, all right, I hacked your phone. Cool. Just all you gotta do is say stop. STOP. You will never receive a text message from me again. And so, but yeah, I say that to say, it's free for you guys, but I'm giving away, I'm going to be doing a lot more Zoom stuff because you guys wanted it. So not really Facebook and Instagram because I want to see y'all's faces. Zoom meetings are always dope when we do them. And, yeah, so I just want to share that with y'all. Like I pay $3,000 a month to send you guys this text. So y'all better be participating. Share it with people, share the number if you find it valuable. And we are going to roll out. I'll probably tell y'all tomorrow, and get you guys' feedback and idea of what we're going to do. We'll probably make it like, I don't know. I want to spill the beans, but I'll tell you guys some options on if you want to be more connected with me, right? On a deeper level. Cause I've been having people like, I like the text, but I want more. So I've been like, how can I make it super, super like dollars? No more than $10 for you guys. So for you guys, I want to dive deeper, but we'll address that when it comes. But, who we got? It's all good, man. Y'all can love me too. Love, love, love. Rare breed is going to be dope. So I don't want to give too much of rare breed out. Somebody asked the question, but rare breed is my new company. When I say mine, me and my partners. Okay. We believe in, some of you did the rare breed challenge. We believe in everybody has a rare breed inside of them. So there's a lot of cool things that are going to be released, coming out. That's going to dive in deeper, right? I'm talking about holistic stuff. Like I don't want to spill the beans. I'm talking about holistic, like helping you in every area. And this has been my dream. If I could show you guys my first mission statement with Rehab Time, I want to open a facility. Like that was one of my things. So I'm not going to spill everything, but holistically, like I want to get into medicines, natural medicine, all these things. And so, without giving too much away, that is what's going on with that. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy that side of personal development and growth.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.